You're very welcome back here to the Aura in Bangor in County Down for the second of the semi-finals in the Women's ISC Senior Cup for 2023. Tribes taking on St. Vincents, and might be a little bit of biased commentary in this, and Roisin Cunningham-Smith from Tribes is joining us on co-coms. But Roisin, you're tipping Vincents.
Pardon?
You're tipping Vincents.
Yeah, I mean, they're just the toughest it'll be for Tribes, it'll be their toughest match this cup, and Vincents are a very strong team, so we'll see how it goes anyway.
All right, well, so Vincents with the ball early on with Ciara Frank, and Tribes turned it over illegally, have they? Just run through both sets of sides for you now. Tribes wearing 1, Fiona Murray; 2, Rachel Keegan; 3, Maeve Crudden; 4, Lana Blacko; 5 is Laura Casserly; 6 is Aisling Walsh; 7, Iona McDonald; 8 is Lily Crudden; 9 is Sophie Moran; 10, Sarah Bradley; 11 is Olivia Smilyak; 12, Aoife Bundletrue; 13, Rachel Corcoran; and 14 is Niamh Connery. So Tribes have the ball just inside the Vincents half of the pool, but Vincent seems to have turned that one over with Aoife Hennessy. She's looking for options, but she does have a late swimmer there, and there's a chance for Vincents. Ciara Frank.
That's a man down from tackling on her back there.
So player down and a goal down.
Yeah, well, once the goal goes in, the player comes back in and it kind of resets.
Okay.
The player, if you're ejected, you can come back in once the possession turns over or once the 20 seconds runs out.
Alright, so first goal of the game. Aoife Hennessy from Vincent's got that one. And Tribes trying to work their way forward now, but they've been adjudged and foul. Just run through the Vincent's team: Sylvia O'Brien, Anya Hennessy, Lucy Keeley, Shauna Kenny, Cleena Calvin, Aoife Hennessy the goal scorer, Mairead Baker, Kate Hines, Ciara Williams, Ciara Frank, Clara Kelly, Iona Nolan, Neve O'Mara, Robin Dalton and Lisa Kelly. That's the 15 named for Vincents. And it could have been 2-0 there. Anya Hennessy just blazing over from close range.
Penalty there for swimming up her back or tackling from behind, I think, while she was shooting.
So penalty in off the surface. It was Ciara Frank got that one. How much extra pace does hitting it off the water?
It's not necessarily the pace, it's more so because the change of direction is a lot harder to block when you skip it like that.
So Tribes coming now. Chance well blocked down. Chance there from Aisling Walsh, I think. Dealt with now. Zoe O'Brien, the keeper, has it. Pops it out to Mairead Baker. Baker launches one up, but it's well intercepted. It looks to be a Tribes ball. Tribes are trying to work something, but she looks to have swum into trouble, but she's been fouled illegally, so Tribes have retained possession. This semi-final has started a little bit slower despite it being 2-0 to Vincents.
Yeah, I mean, Vincents will be a more kind of swim-heavy team. They have a lot of fast players. And I'd say for Tribes it might be a bit of the nerves and it might be a bit of just trying to kind of not go too crazy in the first quarter and just kind of play calm and reserve themselves, because they'll play the best when they're kind of calm and things. It's also, it doesn't look big from here, but that pool is absolutely huge. So it's very, if the ball turns over and you have to swim all the way back, it's a long way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, good save from Zoe O'Brien. And just on the one that we'd won down there was disallowed, I think.
I think the whistle had gone before she shot or something like that.
Okay, so Tribes have it now again with Aisling Walsh, and she's just trying to make something happen with Aoife Bunchu. Turned over by Vincents from Aoife Hennessy, and she set Ciara Frank away, one goal scorer to the other. She's an option to her right if she wants it. She decides to go herself, does she? She eventually does, and sticks in the back of the net. And that's 3-0 to Vincents. What will be the thoughts in the coaches' minds right now?
I think I'd say he's probably just trying to defend as well as we can and try and keep the score down and kind of not let them get too far away with it in the beginning. And I'd say in Vincents they're just trying to put as many goals in the back of the net as they can early. It's always kind of a shock to the system when teams get a couple of goals in nice and early. So that's probably what they're going for here.
All right, well, the Vincents attacking once again. And they're in, put that one way over the top yet again.
It's a tough angle to shoot that one when you're so low down.
And unlike other sports, Roisin, will players ever try and come in maybe on their weaker hand or their non-dominant hand and try and curl one, or will they always go with the stronger hand?
We actually had a girl score a goal like that yesterday with her left hand. I've seen it happen a couple of times, but it's not too common to pick it up and shoot like that. But if there's anything where it's kind of a loose ball and it's just a tap in, or the ball is coming in high and it's a tap in, you do see it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So, ball back in the hand of the Tribes goalkeeper Fiona Mooney. They're just trying to get swimmers way up the pool. There's a tackle there on the Tribes number 4, Lana Blacko. So Aisling Walsh trying to work something. Walsh just taking the shot. Good finish.
Yeah, lovely shot there from Aisling. She's a good outside shooter and she can find the top corners, so fair play to her.
And it just appeared there that all the Vincents girls had kind of stood still in the pool. Just the way it looked, or?
That'd be more from the attacking side of things. So if the attackers aren't moving, it's kind of easier for the defenders to just sit. But I'd say on that one, they probably weren't expecting the shot from so far out.
Mm-hmm. All right, Vincent's back on the attack again, and good to retain possession here under tight pressure. Shot off the crossbar and out. So Fiona Mooney has it here in the Tribes goal. And gets it to Alana Blacko. Seems to be persistent fouling there on Alana.
Yeah, well, Alana's playing in a 3 position, and I think it's actually quite smart that they're fouling that far out, because she's probably not going to shoot from... She's about at the halfway mark and she's probably not going to shoot from there. So Hines is putting pressure on her and keeping her out there and fouling her, because it's pretty safe. It's a pretty safe foul because she's not going to shoot from out there.
Okay.
It's just kind of... It's more about putting a lot of pressure on the pass. She's trying to prevent her from making a good pass.
Quick ball inside and moved out to the right side, and Vincent's attacking again, trying to get something. Oh, brilliant save on the line. She held on to that really well. And Tribes are acquitting themselves okay. 3-1, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Would you have taken that before the ball was thrown in?
I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, because like I said, anything can happen in Senior Cup, and especially it's been every team in this cup has been playing so well, so you never know what's going to happen. But I am happy with how it's going so far. They're definitely holding their own.
So Vincents have the ball again. It's a long one forward by Anya Hennessy, but no fear, Tribes have got it back and they're swimming out now, trying to just get the ball as far and high up the pool as they can. But again, Vincent's confronting them just around the halfway line. Persistent foul, and will the referees take note of that and maybe take action later on? Or
No, they won't. It's very commonplace in Waterpolo. If it was aggressive or kind of like dangerous fouling, they might, but it's just kind of a very run-of-the-mill thing to be fouling on the top there. It's more about what the attacker is doing to earn the foul, because if you're pressing really hard and they let go of the ball, it'll be a foul.
all right,
Nice
well,
shot from Aisling Walsh there on the right-hand side again.
yes, 2 for Walsh, 2 nearly identical strikes.
Yeah.
So Tribes back in it now, 3-2. Aisling Walsh with 2, Ciara Francis 2, and Aoife Hennessy 1 for Vincent. So it's 3-2. We've just under a minute to go in the first quarter of this second semi-final. Drogheda await the winners in the final this evening. Vincent's
That's a penalty for swimming up her back while she's bearing down on goal there.
needless to give them such a chance. Oh, keeper got hands to it but couldn't keep it out. And I think that's Ciara Frank who's got that one. Oh, very unlucky. So Vincent's booked their place here in today's semi-final with a 22-9 win over Diamonds and then a 14-9 win over Cathal Brugha. Tribes made it to the semi-final on goal difference of 8, getting them here instead of North Dublin. They lost to Drogheda 11-10 before a 7-all draw with
beautiful shot from the hall forward Laura Casterly, entry by Sophie Moore and a step out for a shot, really well executed.
So 4-3. First quarter nearly over. And Vincent's been made to work for everything that they're going to get here. Tribes trying to defend in numbers, but Vincent's retained possession and do quite well, and is with Anya Hennessy again. Oh! That was a fantastic lob in at the back stick. Keeper nearly dealt with it, but just really good shot.
Yeah, like I said, it is a tough shot to block for a lot of goalies, and the Tribes goalie is she's quite small, she has short arms, so it is difficult to reach that extra inch, but she almost got there though.
Bit of a sucker punch just before the end of the first quarter too. Alright, well that's the end of quarter number 1. All right, welcome back. Second quarter just about to commence, and just off air there, myself and Roche were just talking about the depth of the pool, and you were saying you prefer playing in a pool where you don't or can't stand, so deeper water.
Yeah, well, I mean, for women's water polo, the depth is 2 meters anyway, so most people can't stand. But yeah, I think it's just better for nobody to be able to stand if anyone can.
But I'm sure when you get into the thick of it, third, fourth quarter, the rest would be very helpful at times.
Well, I mean, it could be to a certain extent, but it's also a lot of water polo is played with your hips up, especially on defense. And it's actually quite time consuming to go from vertical to horizontal position. So if you're standing, your hips are straight down, and it's not a good position to be mobile and to be able to move. So more power to them if they want to stand, but I don't.
All right. Well, Tribe still attacking from left to right here. 5-3 to Vincents. Tribes going for their first ever Senior Cup. For Vincents, they've won 12 and going for their 13th in 14 years. COVID, of course, interrupting their streak. So, can Drogheda add their first one later on this evening, or will be Vincents adding their 13th, or will Tribes get their first one? Drogheda and Tribes would be a great novelty final, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be a great final, and we had a match against them yesterday to qualify, and they were neck and neck until almost the end of the third quarter. It was a fantastic match to watch, and both teams played really well, so it would be a cracking final to watch.
Yeah, well, it was 11-10 yesterday, so if we got anything like that, it'd be incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Vincent's on the attack again. Tribes looking for the free, but it's gone against them. It's Vincent's ball deep in the Tribes half. I think it's Lorna Nolan has it. Just trying to work it. Nolan gets it back. Trying to work the shot, taking her time with 5 seconds left in the shot clock, but they've worked it in space. And now the big switch over the far side from Lucy Kelly. But I think Tribes will be happy enough with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very often that the shot clock will go out on a man up, because the shot will probably have gone off by then. So it's a credit to Tribes' defence and blocking that Vincents felt like they couldn't shoot after any of those passes that they made. So yeah, that was great for Tribes.
All right, now Tribes on the attack themselves. A chance maybe for Sarah Bradley. Bradley just threw it straight away, but thankfully Tribes have won it back. They haven't. And they're just trying to put pressure on high up pool, but got it away. Hennessy gets it inside. There's a real good chance here for Vincents. And I think it was Frank again with her fourth of the afternoon. Or the morning even. Nowhere near the afternoon. Sorry, need a coffee. But it's that all came really from Tribes just surrendering possession, didn't it?
Well, we lost possession on our attack, obviously, and then we the Vincents will all go and swim up, and Ciara Frank is a good whole forward player, and she got position on our the person who was defending her at the time, and she kind of had the open space in front of the goal, and there's not a lot you can do at that point. It's very dangerous territory to be ejected or give away a penalty, and Ciara's very good at that position, so there's not too much you can do in that.
No, and she's away again here by the looks of things. Two Tribes players trying to chase her, and they've done well to slow her down, but I think she's going to get the shot away or the pass even. Tribes have done really well, but then Vincents have done well to win it back, but that win back was illegally. And there's a chance up the pool really quickly. It's going backwards to go forward maybe. The shot coming in, a loopy one. And it just went wide from Livia Smiliak.
Man up here for Vincents.
So Vincents with the extra player and trying to make it count. And they have done. And it went from 4-3 to 7-3 really in a flash, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of quick goals there and it changes the whole game.
So Tribes, after doing all that good work, are kind of back to square one now, but Vincents will be happy enough. We've just under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Roisin, what you were saying there, they're really trying to stop Alana high up the pool.
Yeah, well, it's just anybody kind of on that perimeter.
Oh, sorry to cut across you. What a strike.
Gorgeous shot again from Aisling Walsh on the right hand side there. That's the third goal she scored from that position.
That one was absolutely beautiful.
Lovely
In off
work.
the underside of the crossbar. But sorry, so Vincent stopping them up. I just thought some hits, stopping them up the pool, and it seems to be working really effectively.
Yeah, Tribes are having a bit of difficulty getting down to the 2 metre line just in general, and after.
Oh, what is these
goal
lob
there by, I
shots? Just
think Cleana Colvin.
oh, that's incredible.
Quite far out as well. It was a nice shot.
Yeah, brilliant shot. Mirrored kind of Aisling Walsh's moments ago, just a little bit further out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And after such a good finish from Walsh, was such a collective sigh of disbelief that had gone in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a bit heartbreaking to watch, especially when it's kind of a slow shot to just watch it sail in. It's a tough moment.
All right, so double scores again. It's 8-4. You're not happy with something off the crossbar?
I'm having a hard time not shouting for my own team, to be honest.
All right, okay. I thought you were trying to get the referee's attention, and if he could see you from here, that'd be good. All right, so Vincent swimming out with the ball here. Lucy Kelly just trying to work something, and she's thrown it over the far side, but a good hand in from a Tribes player. Ilana Balco. And Vincent still have possession, though, and they're real close to Fiona Mooney's goal, but Tribes seem to have won the ball back.
That was a lovely foul and drop there by Alana. She knew she wasn't going to be able to shoot from out there, so she fouled her and dropped in so the ball couldn't go into the hole. And then dispossessed, it looked like Mary Baker was holding there in the hole is what the ref's decision was, so they reversed the ball.
All right, so now Tribes trying to come again, just trying to work something. It's back in the hands of the Vincent's keeper, Zoe O'Brien. And Vincent's just trying to swim into the middle of the pool here now and trying to create something. 8-4 in front. Just under the 3 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Good hand in there, and Tribes have turned it over really well.
That was a nice steal. That's a strong centre forward they have in there, and looked like they tried to put a kind of a high pass in and it was stolen.
Nearly an interception, but keeper did really well, Zoe O'Brien, to gather the ball from the attentions of Laura Casserly. She's got a goal as well today, and a hat-trick for Aisling Walsh. 3 nearly identical shots. Good delay. Oh, brilliant finish.
That was a nice backhand there by Mary Baker. That's one of the kind of situations where it's beneficial to go to just do a quick shot from on the backhand, because she was so far over to that side of the goal that it would have decreased her angle if she turned the other way and shot. So that was a good decision by Mairead.
They look that little bit extra special too, those ones, don't they, around the corner?
Yeah, honestly, I'm a defender, so I play centre back myself, so it's pretty devastating when they go in, because it's a lot of the time it's just really fast and it's over in a flash.
Tribes just look now, Roisin, just to be starting to tire a little bit, and you can see what you were saying earlier on about the Vincents being really strong swimmers starting to come to fruition.
Yeah, Vincents will get a lot of counter attacks, and they do commit really deep down to the 2 metre line, which is beneficial for them. And I think Tribes are working so hard, and you can tell how hard they're working on defence because they're doing really well. But I think that they're kind of lacking a bit in the attack, and you can tell by how far out they're shooting.
Yeah, and there's another one hits the net.
Goal there from the left hand side by Aoife Hennessy.
That's her second of the morning, not the afternoon. And Vincents have just got a commanding lead now entering the half-time break. So Tribes restart, and it's 10-4. We saw how strong Vincents are. They won 29-9 here in the group stages over Diamond, so they have a lot of attacking prowess.
They do, and I think just the speed of their attack and their counter-attacks really stands to them. And if any mistakes that you make in attack, Vincents will be gone and they'll take advantage of that. So, I think it's just a matter of trying to protect ourselves in defence and not let the counter-attack come off so much, but also then digging that little bit extra in on attack and kind of committing and finishing it when we're up there, because we are getting the opportunity. Tribes are getting the opportunities. We're just not always finishing them, where it kind of gets intercepted a lot of the time.
All right, well, Vincent's on the attack again. Oh, how did that sneak in? Very unlucky from the keeper's point of view. Oh, yeah. Off the hand, off the post, and into the net. And I'm not sure who got it. I'm being told it was Ciara Frank. So I know you're optimistic, or we're in the last game in terms of it's not over till it's over, but they have a lot of work to do now.
They have a lot of work to do, and to be honest, they knew coming in that they were up against the toughest team in the cup. But it's just a matter of kind of keeping the heads up and trying to push till the last minute of every quarter. At the moment, it'll be about just trying to keep the score down and just getting kind of some of those nice goals in that, like we've been having. But I think it's just stopping a lot of the fast breaks and not letting them get too far ahead of us.
All right, well, Vincent swimming again with Anya Hennessy.
We're in the last possession of the half now, so I'd say Tribes will be just looking to make a stop at this point.
Well, they have the ball. They've got 30 seconds, well, not even, to do something with it. And they've gone long. There might be a half chance here. She can get the shot away, and she has, but it was a tired effort, and it's easily picked up by Zoe O'Brien, who's just holding possession. And that's the end of the second quarter, and it's half time. And it is Vincents who lead Tribes by 11-4. And welcome back. Just about to get the third quarter underway here. It's Vincents who hold the advantage by 11-4. So the whistle's gone, they're swimming out, and the ball is about to be produced, and the third quarter is underway. How advantage is winning that tip-off, Roisin?
It wouldn't make or break anything, but it's a nice way to start the quarter because you obviously then have the first possession of the quarter. So it's a bit of a morale boost, and then you can kind of use your momentum from the initial sprint to get up the pitch and either set up or make some drives.
Alright, so Vincent's just trying to attack early on here and maybe get another one to add to their commanding lead at present, and they've got it inside, but there's good defending there.
That was a lovely steal by Alana Blako there, coming in from the other side.
Sometimes watching it from up here, maybe it's different poolside, but it seems if they're pushing each other down, and is that cynicism that's within the game, or is it just a bit of bad luck? Or
no, that's just part and parcel. A lot of the time you'll do it if you're trying to foul them and you don't want them to be able to have a good shot after, or just to try and get that separation and get body position on them, or and a lot of the time if you're pushing away and their hips drop, they're just going to go down. But there also can be kind of people ducking under people as well. So I will promise you that what it looks like is very different from what it feels like.
All right, okay.
Shot by Sophie Moore in there on the left-hand side. Save tipped over the bar by the Vincents goalie, Zoe O'Brien. So it'll be a corner there because it went out off the goalie.
I think it's the first corner we've seen today. And Tribe's just trying to work something, but just losing possession. And Vincent, you can tell, like you were saying earlier on, they're just a very well-oiled, good machine, know exactly what they're at. Alright, so Vincent's now on the far side of the pool, just trying to work it in centrally, and Tribes done really well to mop that up, and it's back in the hands of
nice
Fiona
help
Mooney.
defence there by Olivia Schmiawek.
And we were talking just earlier on there about, we were just waiting till this attack goes, where Tribes trying to work something, but it's a free out actually.
Yeah, it's a free out there. So Sophie Moran from Tribes had her hand on top of the ball, and Cleena Colvin from Vincents pushed it under, and since Sophie's hand was on top of the ball, the rule is that she put it under. So that's often a way that people will gain possession without having to actually dispossess the person, because it'll be free the other way then.
Oh, what a shot. Brilliant hit from Frank. We were just talking earlier on about the facilities and the pools and the size of the pools and that. And what other sports, obviously aside from swimming and that, are so easily transferable and usable in water polo?
God, I think there's so many sports. Water polo uses skills from combination from so many sports, to be honest, because it's like swimming obviously is important, but then you need to be able to handle the ball, which is, it's kind of similar to the structure of, I'd say, Olympic handball. And then, but it's also a lot of a bigger ball, and it's grippier because it's wet. But I don't know, it's a good question.
Because just looking on, like, it's obviously a fantastic sport, and we watch it in the Olympics every 4 years, but it just looks so like basketball and water polo, and
yeah.
Any Harry Potter fans, we've a bit of Quidditch in there.
Yeah, it's definitely a mix of a lot of things. Yeah.
Vincent, I think it's just gone in. It's another one.
Yeah, they're allowing the goal there. It must have gone behind the line.
This time, I think it was Kira Williams who's got that one. They've been very competitive in this quarter, Tribes.
Pardon?
They've been very competitive.
Yeah. We come out really strong. I think it's just that it's just honestly the swimming and the fast breaks, and Vincents are getting all the way down to the line, and they're setting up really strong, so it's kind of hard to break away from that, but Vincents are making the breaks, going from defence to attack, and we're finding it a little bit harder to commit to the attack.
The Tribes have it just inside halfway. Just trying to work something, but he's fouled again.
drive here by Aoife Bunchu, and it's stolen.
Stolen. This is so interesting now. Just Vincents to just swim in droves together, find that pass, but just as I say, that Tribe's done really well and they've turned the ball over again.
Yeah.
So Fiona Mooney now, the keeper has it, just trying to survey the options, looking for that pass out wide.
That's another man out, so Tribes will be a man up now.
So, can they make hay, the extra player? Oh, what a save! That was a great save from Zoe O'Brien. That was destined for the far corner, but good hand from the keeper. Preserving that 13-4 lead. But Tribes will take it in again, and 15 seconds left on their shot clock. Trying to work something. Oh, what a steal. Just taken away from Aoife Bunchu there. And Vincents have turned the ball over. It's out wide here now to Clara Kelly. Kelly stopped in her tracks, but able to move it in really quickly to Aoife Hennessy. And Hennessy's just got the real quick pass away, and we're chance of a shot. Looked like a brilliant save, I think. What learnings will Tribes take from this?
I don't know, I'd say, I mean, it's a thing that we kind of always are working on, that even when you're tired, you need to get all the way down. As you can see here, we're kind of setting up on the 5 metre line, which then makes the outside shot even farther back. So I think that's one thing they can take away from this. And then you can also tell that when a shot goes off or when the possession changes over, Vincents are going straight away into the attack, and Tribes are not taking as much advantage of kind of the fast breaks and things. So I think that's one takeaway that they can look at as well.
All right, well, Clara Kelly getting her first of the day. And the gap widens. Seems to be really good support here from Galway. 14-4 to Vincents. We've got about 3 minutes left in this third quarter. And Tribes attacking again now with Sophie Moran. Sophie getting a lot of hands-on contact, but she's happy enough to just dust herself down and take the quick shot, but that's gone to the keeper's right and wide. And Vincents will build it out from the back. Good ball forward there from Mairead Baker, looking for Ciara Frank. Frank switches it across to Ciara Williams, and you could hear her from up here calling for loads of space, and great play and great finish.
Yeah, that's another kind of example of the advantage of going on the break, because they had a 3-on-2 situation there, which is very tough to defend.
We see a couple of changes coming in here. How important is fresh swimmers in?
Well, I mean, it depends on kind of who you're looking at. Like, it depends on who's ahead and who's behind. It'll be very important for us to kind of keep our heads, but you need players in who have good defensive skills, because of all those breaks and how hard we're having to work on defence. From a Vincent's point of view, it'll be important to have fresh players in, just so that they can kind of keep driving and keep the scores going.
So another effort there. Just way over from Tribes, and Vincent's have it again with Ciara Frank. And they've switched the ball again and just trying to work something, but Tribes trying to keep them at bay, and they've done well. They've made them go backwards. And Vincent's more than happy just maybe to work it back out and take another one. Oh, you could hear that one right across the arena there. That was just a really soft one to give away. Good finish from Williams. It's 15-4. Tribes have 2 minutes now just to get to the quarter time, and get Mesh on board. Seven v 7 in a pool like that looks like a big ass, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the standard size of the pool now. I think it's 20 metres, and it is very wide. And when you are in there, it feels a lot bigger. But yeah, they're trying to make. I think the rules are gradually changing towards making water polo a faster sport. So yeah, they're looking at kind of trying to increase a lot of swimming and things like that.
So breakaway here, chance now for Iona McDonald, and Tribes have a chance. It's back with McDonald after what looked like a slow 1-2 with Rachel Corcoran.
Timeout for Tribes here.
So as Roisin was saying there, timeout for Tribes, and just getting a few messages on board. Coaches gathering the whole squad in there, and whereas Vincent seemed to be staying in the pool.
The coach who called the timeout was the one who has an idea that, and he wants to kind of change something or tell them something. It's not uncommon for the defending team not to come over. A lot of the times the defending coach will use that as an opportunity to tell them kind of tactics to either counteract what the attacking team is going to do, or just to give them general pointers. But he was able to do it there from this side. Oh, they're a man down here, so he'll just be telling them what their man down defence is, and then the attacking team will be either making changes or coming up with a man up tactic.
Okay, keeper's really far out here, Roisin.
Yeah, a lot of the times that'll happen after timeouts, because a lot of the time the attackers will go and set up and the goalie will take the free and pass it to the attackers.
Alright, so Vincents have the full complement back, and they also have the ball. We've got just under 90 seconds to go in this third quarter of the second semi-final. And Zoe O'Brien just looking for movement. Eventually she gets it with Iona Nolan. And she's been fouled, and there's a chance on here the break with Frank. Frank looking for yet another one. No, what a shot in off the surface. That's her 8th goal of this semi-final. She's a top player.
Yeah, she's a very good player.
So 17-4 in favour of the defending champions from Dublin against their rivals from Galway. But Tribes just trying to work something now with Aoife Bunchu. She's been fouled and gives it out now. And they're just trying to build through Niamh Connery, and it's back now as far as Iona McDonald. A foul there again. A lot of blowing, a lot of complaining from the stands here, but Tribes have got the free. Lana Blacko has it. She just squares it inside there, looking for McDonald, but went over her head, but the ref's blown for the free anyway. And back across now to Bunchu, and another
Lovely
one.
goal on the right hand side there by Aoife Bunchu on the man up. Tribes were kind of struggling with their man up throughout the cup, so I'm glad that one came off. It just goes to show how important it is to have good passes on those man ups, to move the defence, and then if you can get a good cross pass and a quick shot to the near side when the goalie's not ready for it, it pays off clearly.
Yeah, absolutely, clearly did. So Bunchu with her first strike of the morning. It's 17-5, 20 seconds left, and Tribes seem to have won the ball again. But no, quick throw, well blocked down. Another chance, oh good save.
Lovely block and a save there by Tribes.
So good block, good save, and Tribes have gone long. They've got 3 seconds to try and convert here, if they can. But there goes the whistle and the end of the third quarter, and it's Vincents who lead 17-5. Back in just a minute. All right, welcome back for the fourth and final quarter of the second of the two semi-finals in the ISC Women's Senior Cup for 2023, live here from the Aura in Bangor in County Down. Earlier on this morning, Drogheda booked their place in the final with a 10-8 win over Cathal, and in the second semi-final, defending champions Vincents are 17-5 in front of Tribes from Galway. So the ball is in and the last quarter is underway, and Tribes have it back. Leaf Bunshu, and she quickly gives it off there to Lana Blacko. But she's been fouled, as Roisin was saying, very high up the pool, and it's just stopping all Tribes' momentum at source. But
man up for Tribes here.
Tribes just trying to work something. It looked to be a pull back there, but just a free, and they've just worked it across. Chance of a goal for Tribes. Yes! Finished the net there by Iona McDonald. And I could just hear Roisin, the Tribes coach, just saying there, don't work it back or don't go back. Why do they want to just keep the momentum up towards the goal?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Thought you were part of this club. Alright, so Vincents have it again. So 17-6 in favour of Vincents, and Tribes have won it back. Can they try and work something? They can, they've turned it.
That'll be a ejection for not giving her the space. It was a free pass and she still tackled her, so it's a man up for Tribes again.
Well, they scored on their last one. Can they get another one now? Crossfield ball there from Iona McDonald, and the chance for Bunshu. Good save.
That was the right shot to take. There was only 2 seconds left on the clock, so corner is all you can ask for there. The goalie was ready for, a goal ideally, but it's good to get the corner because we still have possession for another 20 seconds.
Alright, well, there was a lot of complaining there. It looked high enough around the head, but anyway, it's dealt with and Vincents have the ball. And Zoe O'Brien just taking it out there, gives it to Iona Nolan, and Vincents just swimming across halfway now. Just trying to look at the right option, and just happy enough now. It's just eating to all that time. There's such a commanding lead. And they're taking a shot. Oh.
That was a lovely defence by Tribes. They don't want the ball to come into the centre, so they're dropping and forcing the shot from the outside.
And the shot did come in, and big hand too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, so Tribes on the attack again, trying to make something happen here with Lana Blacko, and she just finds a good ball inside to Aisling Walsh, and Walsh takes a shot, but straight at Zoe Martin, the goalie. She'd be delighted just to take that into the hand and survey the whole pool, and works it at the far side now to Clara Kelly, and she just across the pool, and it is with Ciara Williams, and Williams just pops it way back out the far side now, and looks like Lucy Kelly has it, and she gave it back there to Iona Nolan, and Nolan just been tackled heavily by Lana Blacko, but she's won the free. Just as the hooter went, that went to the keeper's left and wide, and Tribes have it again. So just over 5 minutes left in this last quarter, and it's Sophie Moran for the Tribes, and looking for that long range going out to the far side, but Vince's player judged for a foul, and they've worked it in really quick here. Tribes are really sensitive, chance if they can do something.
And earn the man up.
A chance to kill 1-2, just trying to work the ball around, but again Vincent's fouling. And across now, there is probably a real chance off the crossbar. There's still a chance here for Bunshu off the crossbar again. Twice in as many seconds, just 2 efforts off the crossbar, and Tribes are really started this quarter well.
Yeah, they're honestly playing really well, and the score has been really low, and they've had the opportunities as well. It's just a matter of putting them away, and it's really a credit to them after kind of such an intense game to be still kind of fighting this late into it.
Another post rattled.
Reversal there for a ball under.
I don't know if it's just today, but there's an awful amount of effort hitting posts and crossbars.
Yeah, we see that more than we like to.
It makes for great entertainment, or there's something, as a neutral, there's something very satisfying about seeing a crossbar or a post hit. Meanwhile, good save. Effort came in there. I think it was from Niamh Connery, but well saved either way by Zoe Martin. And Vincent's just trying to build out now with Iona Nolan. They worked it really deep inside Tribes territory. Oh, she went for the cheeky one near side, but didn't get it away.
It's a penalty there for tackling from behind on the shot.
Alright, so that's Vincent's third penalty of this game. He scored both of them. This will be 3 from 3 if they get it.
New penalty taker now, Anya Hennessy.
Hennessy takes and scores. And why would they change the penalty taker up in the game? It's just
the other girl's not in the pool.
Not in the pool. There you go. And if both girls are in the pool, will it just be the set penalty taker would take it?
It depends. Anybody can take a penalty. It kind of just depends how they're feeling. But number 10 there, Ciara Frankie, for their team is their top scorer, and she does have a cracking shot. So if it ain't broke,
don't fix
unless
it.
If she doesn't feel like taking the penalty. But she is a great player, and she's one of those that can really fight until every last minute of the quarter. So yeah, why not?
Okay, all right. And in water polo, would you ever see, like in soccer, good effort, token gestures of penalties for a hat trick or for getting 5 goals in a game? Or
sorry, what was that?
In water polo, you know the way if someone was on a hat trick, maybe in soccer they might give them a penalty as a token gesture to get their hat trick. Would that happen in water polo, or would it just be the taker that would take it?
It depends. I mean, a lot of it, there is pretty good camaraderie around penalties and kind of opportunities. You'll see a lot of the time, like if a team is kind of way ahead and they want somebody to get a goal that hasn't got a goal yet or something like that, or for a hat-trick, things like that, you do see it. But if ever it's kind of crunch time or something, you would want your best, or I would say your most reliable penalty taker shooting, but it depends on kind of what's going on in the rest of the game and how people feel.
All right. Well, inside the final 3 minutes now, Iona Nolan foul there by, I think it was Aisling Walsh, but either way, Tribes got the ball back, and it's with Fiona Mooney. And they've got a free high up the pitch.
Tribes timeout. They'll have a man up when they go back in. I'm not sure. I didn't see what the ejection was for, but they'll have a man up now anyway.
They'll have to be very happy with themselves in this quarter in particular.
Yeah, they're playing really well, honestly, and it's really a credit to how hard they're working because, they're tired after 3.5 quarters.
All right, well, when we do resume, we'll have about 2.5 minutes to go, 18-6. In favour of Vincents, who, as Roisin says, they have a player down now. So, chance maybe for Tribes just get another goal and just edge a little bit closer. So we've got all 13 players in the pool now. As I say, Tribes the extra player, and they've got the ball with just over 2.5 minutes to go and just about 20 seconds on their shot clock. Trying to work something in the far side. It was a slight foul. And Tribes have it and trying to make something happen here with Niamh Connery. Connery's been dispossessed.
That was really well defended by Vincents, in fairness. They rushed on the top, which can be a risky move, but they pulled it off. So this is a Vincents timeout. There was a Tribes player ejected, so it's going to be basically the reverse of the situation we just had. It'll be a Vincents man up when we come back in after the timeout.
And Vincents are obviously calling their timeout, but Tribes are taking the opportunity to swim over to their coach as well. So
yeah, so it's also an opportunity for the defending coach to give their players tips and everything. It's kind of just, for a lot of people, it's just force of habit, but sometimes, like, Vincents weren't coming over for the timeouts when they were a player down, and I think just they kind of knew what they had to do and they just weren't bothered. You don't need to bother swimming all the way over to the side and back. But it can be good to kind of swim over and get a bit of extra coaching and tips.
Yeah.
And it's a break on the coach's voice as well, not having to shout all the way across.
Yeah. All right, so it will be a Vincent's ball when we resume. As Roisin was saying, they have a player up now and they have a chance to shoot.
They're playing a 3-3 attack, which is a little bit less common. For a man up, a lot of the time we go 4-2, but we're seeing the defenders on the top having a split, and it'll a lot of the time result in an opportunity for a shot from the top.
All right, another goal for Vincents. That one I think was Eona Nolan. And it's 19-6 here in favour of Vincents. Tip off taken by Tribes, and it's just a matter now of getting to the end. 2 minutes to go. Another foul high up the pool. And Tribes just trying to engineer something, but everywhere they do, they're just being fouled and stopped and halted. And that's probably one of the things, apart from obviously the good players, that makes them so good, is just they're so tactically astute.
Yeah. Like physical ability and fitness and things is one part of it, but also just kind of having a good knowledge of the game and understanding kind of what you have to do at what time and making the right decisions is part of it. And it's also, a lot of it is people being together on the same page. Like if there's one player that knows what she's doing and knows what needs to happen at that time, but she can't communicate it, or the other person isn't going to know, like the other players in the team aren't going to know where to be, it's a big part of it, of kind of everyone knowing their jobs and everyone doing the same thing. Perfect example where we had a drive and the pass came in, but she wasn't aware.
Another one.
So that was a man out there, and they did a quick 1-2. The shot didn't come off, but they did earn a penalty, so that was very well played by Rachel and Niamh from Tribes.
So this is Tribes' first penalty. Oh, brilliant finish.
Lovely goal, penalty by Aisling Walsh there.
She's done well. 4 goals for her, 1 from the spot and 3 great lobs really early on.
Yeah.
So she can be happy with that. 19-7. We're just at the final minute now, and it should be, judging on the 2 semi-finals, a good final, but you'd obviously have to be looking at Vincents to retain their crown.
Yeah, I mean, again, you never know.
So
lob there from, I didn't see who scored
I think it was Cleona Calvin. But they just have so many good players all over the pool, and they just make things happen, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, long range effort. I think everyone had hearts and mouths there, but we're just inside the final 45 seconds now. So, Roisin, if I was to ask you to say who's going to win later on this evening, would you be?
I mean, Vincents are reigning champs and they are a really strong team, but Drogheda are playing really well as well. So it's probably a little bit in Vincent's favour, but it should be a really good match. to watch, and you never know. They're both very kind of swim and drive heavy teams, so should be a lot of movement, and it should be an exciting match to watch.
Alright, okay, well, that'll be coming to you this evening at 5 o'clock, the first of 2 finals here. We also have the 2 men's semi-finals coming up directly after this one. So we have a full day of action for you here. The first semi-final between Cahilbrua and North Dublin, and then it's St Vincents and Sandycove for the right to earn the men's ISC Senior Cup. But the women's one will be decided by the Drogheda, or as Roisin says, the defending champion St Vincents. That's on first this evening at 5 o'clock. And Vincents are going to progress on a score of 21-7, unless that effort was in, but Zoe Martin just batted away. Vincents have the ball, and time is up. And that's that. So we have our finalists. It'll be Drogheda versus St Vincents. St Vincents win the second semi-final 21-7. Drogheda won the first one 10-8. We'll see you soon.